people with a weaker sun, that is an unaspected sun, a sun below the horizon, or not connected to other planets, may, they'll rely on other planets in their chart. But they won't exhibit so much of that solar force. They may be less spirited. They may be listless at times. They may have difficulty finding motivations inside themselves. And they will rely on other planets for strength and be more receptive as a general. Some people are lunar, not everyone's solar, and thank God for that. I mean, what do you do when a bunch of big egos walk into a room? Can you imagine what would happen if you got Bill Clinton and George Bush in the same room? They're two strong solar people. Okay, so in psychological terms, the sun is the libido. I don't think of it that way. I think of it more in the esoteric teaching way, which is that it is the spirit. The sun lights up the other energies in the chart, whatever it connects with. It gives strength to those planets. But it can be weakened by certain energies in the chart. It can be dampened or darkened by Saturn, or it can be undermined by Neptune. And this is just a general statement. It doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with the person. It just means that their energy is going to work a little differently. So it is, you can feel that it's more a masculine energy than a feminine energy, can't you? So it does work more to bring out the masculine side in our nature. So in the chart, the house that the sun is in is where we will make a significant contribution in life. And the sun's sign is our motivation for what we achieve. Now, karmically, it is the point where we integrate all our experiences into what drives us and who we are.
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
It's the point where we integrate all our experiences into what drives us and creates who we are, and whether this is from past lives or this one. The sun brings a transformation of our identity. It is our identity in a very profound way. And it transforms our ways of expressing ourselves. It is the way we express the great creative force of the universe. We learn to be ourselves through the sun. Remember I was talking about Libra-ing, right? Well, whatever your sun sign is, you are doing that sign. So the sun shows how we will express our soul's purpose for incarnating. Its urge is to be and to create. Nothing receptive there. The sun's need is to be recognized and to express itself. It desperately needs a reflection of things around it. It cannot define itself except by the things around it. The sun's light is not experienced until it falls on something. The light is cast upon something, and then the sun's light is experienced.
What did you say before need?
Its urge is to be and to create. Okay, so we can say that each planet symbolizes certain things or can symbolize certain things in our chart. And even though it's not those things, it's just that those are reflections of our solar force in our lives, it's useful to think about it in these ways sometimes. So some of the things that the sun can symbolize are heroes, your experience of or attitude toward your father. That can be a useful way of looking at it. And also your experience of being fathered. It can be mentors, older friends, teachers, creative people. It can also be kings, leaders, and officials. But they have to be the inspiring type. For it to be your sun, you have to feel inspired. When you're around a solar person, you bask in the glow at, at the best. Sometimes they sap your energy though too. Male partners, or the male-like partner in a same-sex relationship. And of course, anyone we would define as like Superman, Superwoman, or God. In health, the sun is associated with the heart, the spine, and as I said before, our general vitality and physique, and the thymus gland. So one of the things I gave you in your handouts is a list of questions for each planet, and those are things that I want you to work with as the first part of your journal. So some of the questions that you will answer with the sun tell you about the sun, even though you don't know anything about the signs or astrology or anything yet, but you'll be answering questions like, who am I? It's actually kind of a hard question to answer, I think. But, what kinds of experiences help me strengthen and clarify my self-image? Just asking yourself these questions gets you into your solar energy. And the harder they are to answer, the less acquainted you are with your solar force. You can start with questions like, how do I want to be a hero? That might be easier to define. Yeah, they say that, Bill Clinton is a Leo, right? They say that when he walks into a room, he takes over. It doesn't matter how big the room is, it's just like, boom, there he is, and, everybody turns and, the God has entered. And that's one of the things that made him electable, was that tremendous radiant solar force. And he has a sun, he's a Leo, and he has it's not conjunct, but he has other planets in Leo also, as Mercury, Saturn, and Pluto conjunct in earlier degrees of Leo, and they're all in the 11th house. And then he has Libra rising, and so he's a real schmoozer, he really knows how to make you think you're the only one in his life. So